Most parents are thrilled to have their children go back to school until they come home with the dreaded H word. We're talking about homework. Beverly Stewart, President and Director of Back to Basics Learning Dynamics, is here to share with us some advice on how to take the headache out of homework. How are you?
Great. How are you, Greg?
Good. Let's talk about, for most of us, homework, I'm glad it's over, at least academic homework. But it can still be stressful. What are some of the things that parents need to do to try and take the stress out of it and make it productive and help their children get an education? Because homework is something that will follow them pretty much throughout the rest of their lives, either academic or professional homework.
Right. Absolutely. The important point is that the parents set up a time and a place. So not the kitchen, not the dining room, not in a busy area of the house when dinner's being made. And probably not the bedroom either. It's a little too familiar, and if they're tired, they want to probably take a nap or go to bed at night. So really defining a space in the home is crucial.
Yeah, when you say define a space home, is that a place that's really sort of off limits to the TV, off limits to the stereo, off limits from a lot of the commotion?
Absolutely. That's exactly what I mean. Where there are pencils and paper and poster board and crayons, if that's age appropriate, and protractors and so forth. The student should not have to get up 4 or 5 times in the middle of doing homework. That's just a time waster and it's not productive. So it should be an area that is going to stay that way for 9 months at least.
Free of so-called background noise, the so-called white noise that really they can block out of their heads?
Some students need a little bit, or some adults need a little bit of background noise. Some people need it completely silent where you can hear a pin drop. So that's really a personal decision, but I honestly do not feel that having a TV or a radio on are appropriate. Maybe some background, calm, easy listening or classical music, but I think most of us and most kids are much better off if they can focus and concentrate.
How about setting a schedule? There are a lot of parents who say you come home, maybe get a small snack, unwind for a little bit, and then we're going to start again on the homework. You set a schedule and you keep to it.
You do, absolutely. Just like anything else, I think we know as adults, if we have a set time, if it's written in our planner or we know we have to be somewhere, we're going to be there. We're going to be committed to it. If we say, well, sometime today I'm going to get to that, we probably don't. Or we'll put it off until tomorrow.
But how much hours of homework should you recommend?
I want the parents to really communicate with the teacher. That's one of my biggest points, is that the parents and the teachers have to communicate. In the beginning of the school year, the parents should talk to the teacher or teachers and say, in your class, about how much time, on average, should my child be spending? Now, you can always tack on an extra 15 minutes or half an hour if you feel that your child needs a little bit more time, but there should even be a timer set. And you should say that if your child's homework time is at 7 at night, at 7 o'clock every night, that is homework time. It's non-negotiable. So we have to work around sports, or we have to work around tutoring or baseball, or we have to work around ballet or whatever. But the parent has to set up that time knowing that they have these extracurricular activities, and that time is set. Maybe it's 3:30.
Is that a question of organizing the time? Is that a question of almost going like a daily planner, when to start, when to stop? Really?
It is, honestly, because we do need schedules and we need structure. Most children need structure. They need it. They crave it. They may act like they don't, but they really do need it. Most of us as humans of any age do better with some structure and some routine.
One of the fascinating points that you say is do not correct the homework. I don't understand it because I'm thinking, well, explain it. What do you mean by do not correct the homework?
Let me say not to any great extent.
All right.
If the student has 15 math problems and they had one wrong, you could say, check this one again. Okay, not tell them why, but just say, take another look at that one. Or look at this row. There's one that's wrong. But if you have to correct the majority of your child's homework, something's wrong. Homework is supposed to be a reinforcement of the day. It is not supposed to be where the parent becomes tutor or teacher. It is a reinforcement of what they learned in school. So the teacher needs to know if they did not learn that.
So you're saying the teacher needs to know that the message is not getting to the student.
Right, and it's no one's fault. It just didn't get there. The learning style and the teaching style didn't match, or it was too fast-paced for that student, or the student wasn't paying attention, or whatever. It could be any number of factors. So it doesn't matter what the factor was at that moment. It really matters that the teacher sees the student didn't understand it, did not know how to do it. And again, the mom needs to be mom, dad needs to be dad. They don't need to be teacher and tutor. Teacher or tutor.
So the basic points again is to arrange a place, set a time, stick to the schedule, and don't correct the homework.
Right.
Don't correct all the problems of the homework.
To any great extent. If it's a writing sample and they write a page and it is replete with errors and you would take a red pen and bleed all over it, you shouldn't be doing that. The teacher should know that he or she needs to approach this a different way for that child so the child can eventually learn that.
Okay. Beverly Stewart, Back to Basics Learning Dynamics, thank you for joining us. Some great tips, and hope they work for you.